So now we're going to go into the Sagil Fort dungeon. Now, right at the start there's this little resting place where you can choose to sleep, which will recover your HP and MP fully. So I intend to make full use of that. This is the first dungeon, so you'd think maybe it's not that hard, but you really have to pay attention, because if you're not careful, you can die really quickly without realizing. Mostly because Mu is just like paper thin. Every attack basically drops him down by a third, even from regular enemies. So it's a kind of an interesting mechanic because the main character is the caster, is a mage, so rather than just being able to wail in there with physical attacks like you can in a lot of other games, you have to rely on other characters to protect you and to take the brunt of the damage. You'll see when I fight the boss in this stage that it can be quite tactical in that respect. So right now Mu is level 3 and Furan is level 4. I used Boritegi just there to recover some HP. Boritegi you can use outside of the menu because it's a recovery spell. Now this guy says somewhere there should be a lever to open this door, or this portcullis. So there's a lever in the wall. Will you move it? Yes. You moved the lever. Or lever, as I think Americans say. Thank you very much for saving me. The monsters were keeping us here so that they could eat us as food. There are 2 more of my friends still being held captive by the monsters. Please save them. Okay, so that means there are 3 guys being captured altogether, and so our mission is to save them. Now here I want to explain, you can see that there's these 2 heart guys with axes, and then there's a worm thing in the background. So there's 2 planes that the enemies can move back and forth between. And melee attacks, like physical attacks like that Fulan does, can't affect the back row, only magical attacks that Mu can use. So in this case, the worm thing used a magical attack on Fulan, but Fulan is unable to strike back. Mu is the only one who can target the back row. The other thing is you can't control who your allies target, you just have to hope that they'll be wise enough to attack enemies that mean you can finish the battle as quickly as possible. I started editing out the random battles because the encounter rate in this game is pretty high. Okay, so we found another one, but this says that the portcullis won't open. So we have to go and find a lever somewhere else. Oh, I just said lever, a lever somewhere else. This is my first time trying to record the narration sort of post after I've recorded it so that I can put subtitles and things in, because this game has some cutscenes where it would be too fast for me to translate just as I go. So it's kind of going to take a little while for me to get used to, I think. It's not as spontaneous, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've come around to the other side of the dungeon. I took a rest in the rest area, and then this is the boss, and we are not ready to fight him yet. Well, we could fight him. You can fight him at any stage. He is pretty tough, considering he's the first boss. But before you do that, it's better to pick up all of the treasures that are available to you prior to fighting him. There's one more soldier that you can free, and there's a treasure that you'll want to get in his cage or cell. So this guy, you have to come around from the first floor, take the right-hand staircase to come around to find this lever on the wall. And then to actually get back to where he is, you need to go all the way back around again, which you'll see. I do think I get lost a little bit here, because it's quite confusing. It's kind of hard to remember where you came from. So you come back to the first floor. I heal. as always, just to be careful. And the encounter rate gets me. Yeah, I told you there's a lot of encounters. So now you need to go back around to the first staircase again. If you know to do this beforehand, you can save yourself some time. And then go back around, and when we get to the cell before that we tried to open and it said it won't open, that lever will have opened it. So this guy says, "Thank you very much for saving me." He says the same thing about the monsters keeping them so that they could eat them. He says, "There's one more guard still left, please save him." So, okay. And in this chest we find the Zudo charm. So, I accidentally exited out of that menu before showing you the charm. So, if I look at the spell list, now we have Zudo. So its incantation time is 3, and it is an support spell of light, and it speeds up the actions of one ally. So it's basically your haste. Now, Zudo doesn't work for casting because your incantation times are independent of your action speed, but it speeds up attack, so it's very useful to cast on your allies so that they can get in more attacks. Okay, now we've actually obtained everything that we can get before having to fight the boss. So before going up to fight him, I just go back out to the world map so that I can save. Trying to be really old school and save my game and play properly like I would have. So after I save, we'll go back into the fort of Sagil and go to fight the boss. You can talk to these guys, the guys you save, and he says, they both say the same thing, that they cannot abandon their friend. So Lord Mu, please help him. So to get to the boss, we have to go back the way we came. So take the staircase on the right and then take the first... Oh no, this is where I got the path wrong. You have to... See, I think I realized about here that I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so you need to take the second staircase after you take the staircase on the right. So instead of taking that staircase, you come around here, go up to the next floor, and then the boss is here. So my Mu is level 6 and Fudan is level 7. And that should be enough to fight this guy. When you go and talk to him, he says, You killed many of my friends. I'll show you the true terror of a conjurer of darkness.